The session on what they don't teach in business school about entrepreneurship. Having taught entrepreneurship at the Stanford Business School for something like 13 years, I can tell you there's a lot. Some of it we know we don't teach, and some of it we probably should teach if we knew a little more about the subject. So I think it's a very pertinent subject today. So Mike, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you did. Now, just remember, I've got a little bio here. Okay. So if you don't include things, I can include it, and if you do include things that aren't on here, I may question you on.
Okay, it's like the Senate Investigation Committee.
Exactly. Except you're not sitting out there.
But I do get lights flashing at me.
Oh, that's true.
So I've been the CEO and co-founder of 4 startups. I was very lucky with the first 3. The first one was I started with $500. Of myself and each of my 2 partners put in $500. So we had $1,500. We started it in my second year of business school at the Stanford of the East Coast in Boston.
You're very kind.
We never raised venture capital. It started as a company called Dial-A-Fish. It was when you could order groceries from home. It was insane. It was before the internet and everything. We eventually sold it for, we had to change direction because that was not going to work, into a computer telephony tool. We sold it for $13 million a few years later, which was tiny for Silicon Valley standards, but, a fair New England return on the $1,500 investment. The second company was Direct Hit, which was an internet search engine. Nobody ever heard of Direct Hit, but we were providing search results to Microsoft, AOL, Lycos. We're kind of a behind-the-scenes provider. And it was the right time. We grew to a market value of $500 million 500 days after we launched it, and we sold it in January of 2000. And then the third company was Xfire, which is an instant messenger for PC video gamers. It spread virally. We got to about 3 million users 2 years after launching. We sold it for $100 million to MTV, and now there's 15 million users using it. And I'm now working on my 4th one, which I could end up being, I want to be 4-0, but I could be 3-1 because we haven't sort of found the formula for success on Ruba. Ruba is a travel site. So that's sort of my background.
And when did you graduate from Harvard?
Oh, a long time ago.
Well, you have to get into numbers.
Well, the reason why is it's sort of interesting to know the timing of your first venture, right? Because that was, you said, prior to the internet.
Yes.
But so you were actually a leader in that. Others came after you, also didn't do very well, right?
So I would.
You may have been the biggest winner in that whole space of ordering food from home.
If we'd started a different time.
Well. You sold it for $13 million.
Yeah.
Most of the other companies I know lost money, right?
So win by default.
Yeah.
Sure. So I decided I was going to stop